One of the virtues that we have all had the opportunity to practice during COVID-19 is that of waiting. We're all waiting to get back to a semblance of what we're used to doing as Americans: working, playing, worshiping, exercising, being with friends and extended family, enjoying food and beverage at our favorite eateries, and the list goes on. But according to one article, an activity many Americans are really looking forward to doing again is traveling. The Boston Globe reports in their piece, "People are eager to start traveling again," that many are already planning trips for the second half of 2020. Jerry Salazar, a vice president with Preferred Hotels and Resorts, stated, "People will always look to travel for inspiration. They are eagerly awaiting the day that they can get out and explore again, which according to our survey will be as soon as restrictions are lifted." But friends, wouldn't you agree that even with traveling, as with many other activities that we're normally engaged in, that we're still confronted with the challenge of waiting? It reminds me of a personal story. Has this ever happened to you? After calculating your estimated time of arrival, have you ever been excited about a road trip anticipating your final destination? I experienced that last November as my family and I traveled north to be with my brother and his family for a few days. However, my estimated time of arrival didn't quite work out, and my excitement about our family road trip quickly turned to dismay as I found myself deeply embedded in a quagmire called Atlanta traffic. When I arrived at my brother's house an hour and a half after my estimated time of arrival, compliments of Atlanta traffic, I told him, "Dude, I love you and your family, but honestly, I don't know if I love you that much to endure Atlanta traffic again to come and see you." Every time I saw red lights breaking in front of me, or I came to a screeching abrupt halt on the freeway, I felt my blood pressure rising as I was being forced to stop. For what seemed like thousands of cars in front of me, I finally resigned myself to the fact that my road trip required of me one of the most challenging things in life to do: wait. Waiting is so hard, isn't it? How can something that seems like doing nothing be so tough? At least I'm not alone in this thing called waiting, because all of us have had to wait at some point in our lives, and especially during this pandemic. But here's something to ponder. What if waiting could actually be used for good? My good friend, Dr. Lucas Counterman, suggests 3 questions about waiting that might change our view of it and in the long run benefit our lives. First, what if waiting isn't a mistake, but rather a part of a bigger plan? From our perspective, waiting seems illogical, but what if there's a higher providential strategy behind it? Perhaps the reason for our wait is to rescue us from the delusion that we are in control of all things. Second, what if waiting isn't so much about what we get at the end of our wait, but rather who we become during the wait? Author Joyce Meyer says, "Patience is not simply the ability to wait, it's how we behave while we're waiting." Many times we're so focused on trying to get what we want at the end of the wait that we fail to consider the reality of who we should be during the wait. And finally, what if waiting isn't meant to be passive, but rather active? Perhaps our waiting has a benefit and purpose. For those who actively wait, they may fill their time with prayer, meditation, and reflection, or thankful thoughts for some good things in life, or encouragement to others who are waiting alongside them. So the next time you're stuck in the middle of a pandemic with restrictions on your movements and have some extra time on your hands, or you're in line or traffic, or you're behind someone slow, or just forced to pause for a bit, remember, don't waste your wait. And friends, as I wrap up this series of videos, with this being my last for a while, and as we all move forward together anticipating brighter days ahead, I want to thank you for being with me on this journey these past 8 weeks. For I trust and pray that you were encouraged in some way by a particular thought of the day.